Hello everyone, welcome to SATHYASHINE. So today's recipe is this chocolate mousse cake recipe, which is a very delicious and very light cake and my go-to recipe when I need something very sweet. So let's get started. We start by beating 4 eggs and 3/4 cup of sugar. Whisk it for 1 or 2 minutes. If you have an electric beater, use that. Both works very fine. Here I'm whisking it for approximately 2 minutes and I'll add 1 teaspoon of vinegar. This is to stabilize the eggs, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt to just balance the sugar. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click onto the bell icon. So here we will beat it approximately till it becomes double the volume. And now our dry ingredients. Here I'm taking 1 cup of maida and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Can you see I'm using the dark color cocoa powder to make the cake very dark. Okay, just whisk it all together. Add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So just sieve it all through to the egg mixture that we have already made, and sieve it in batches. Ensure you do a very small batch so that all the mixture gets incorporated into the egg mix very fast and you don't have any lumps. Do it with a very gentle hand so that you don't deflate any air which is trapped into the egg mixture. So you'll have a very spongy and very airy cake. So here we are almost done, and I'll pour 1/4 cup of oil on top of it. This is a oil which doesn't have any flavor or any much of smell onto it. Just mix it all together, and we will pour this batter into 7-inch pan and bake it for approximately 35 minutes. Here I'm using a cooker to bake. Just tap it for few times, and can you see that there is a ring underneath? Just keep it in the center so that any the sides of the cake doesn't get burned very fast. It'll all be an even cooking. And remove the whistle and the rubber gasket, and we have to bake it for approximately 35 minutes. Just put a skewer or a sharp knife into the middle of the cake. If it comes clean, then your cake is baked. There's a very spongy cake that we have right now. So we'll unmold it, remove the parchment paper. Now we will go to our ganache making. So here I'm using 1 cup of whipping cream. Can you see that small bubbles come onto the side? That's when you have to add your 2 cups of grated chocolate. You can add big chunks also, but it'll take long time to cook. The moment you add the chocolate, just switch off the flame and just cool the ganache. Okay, now our ganache is ready. Now in a separate bowl we will start whipping 1 cup of whipping cream, and see, if you don't know how to whip the cream properly, I have a separate video on that, and I will post it in the description box. Now we have to slowly add the prepared ganache into the whipping cream till we get the desired color and the desired texture. I personally don't like so much of a chocolate, so I'm using a very little of ganache. So but if you're a chocolatey person, so you can add a lot. Okay. So now we will start frosting our cake. So I'm keeping the base and 1 layer of the chocolate cake, and I'll cover the base with a little bit of parchment paper so as to avoid dirtying the base. And now you have to excuse me here for the tear in my piping bag, and everything is oozing out, sorry. And this is the last piping bag actually that I have. Okay, now we will cover the entire layer with a whipping cream, and just cover it nicely, just spread it all across. And a second layer again, we'll have to put the milk and put the mousse. And just this, you don't have to be perfect here. See, actually, if you want, you can add a little bit of a chocolate ganache on top of it, because that gives a real, that takes the entire cake to a next level. You know, it tastes so much chocolatey. Goes our last layer. Add milk, add mousse, and you just have to run your spatula and give it a decent shape. You don't have to be really perfect with a sharp edge and all here, not a problem. Just do as much as you can. Just try and give it a decent shape. And if this cake is so forgiving that even if you do so many mistakes, you know, it'll just cover up. It'll never be it'll never be visible. All your flaws, everything is just camouflaged. Okay, so we are almost the structure is done. Just smoothen up with the spatula, and here I'm adding, with whatever leftover cream, I'm adding a little bit of a cocoa powder to give that little color, you know, that darkish color, a little bit of a darkish color, and whip it for 1 or 2 minutes. You can use the whisk as well. And here we are almost done, and we will start a piping. And if you notice, I am just writing the small alphabet S. If you want, you can experiment on your creativity. So this is just one small pattern that I'm showing you. Do whatever is small 0 or 1 or whatever you want to write on top of it, you can write. And just give it this cake will look very beautiful in swirls. That's what I feel, because so many shapes that I have tried, I have experimented on, because I feel this is beautiful. And onto the sides, this rosette will look very nice. Just move it like a round jalebis, and it comes exactly like a beautiful chocolate rose. And don't worry about the gaps that you're leaving, because any which ways, once you cover the entire thing, we'll come back to that, and we'll just fill it up. So we are almost done. And do you see that we still have that parchment paper below the base, and we have not removed it? And we have to come back to all the gaps and fill all the gaps once again. And now we have to slowly remove the parchment paper. And can you see the base is so clean, not a drop of mousse anywhere, So now we are done, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and try this cake for sure, because I'm sure it'll become one of your go-to recipes, when you want something very sweet and delicious. Decorate it the way you want, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.